This is the KXLY.
Pirate and a cowboy hat? The unforgettable film flubs. Next, E.T.
Tonight on KXLY 4. Live from Nike Center Court in downtown Spokane. This is the KXLY 4 Hoopfest Tipoff Special, sponsored by Toyota.
You are looking at a live picture right now of Nike Center Court where Hoopfest tips off very shortly. And I don't know if you can see the summer is serious, it says.
Yes.
Hashtag summer is serious. I'm Robyn Nance. Thanks for joining us for this Hoopfest Tip-Off Special.
And I am Deis. Of course, another Hoopfest weekend is upon us. KXLY is proud to once again be the media sponsor for the biggest 3-on-3 tournament in the planet. The 10th year, in fact, that we've been the media sponsor, and that means we're going to be bringing you more coverage than ever before.
Yeah, and teams already are starting to arrive for the biggest basketball weekend. You've checked your team in already,
Indeed.
so it's time to do it. We're talking about lots of teams, 7,000, who bring with them 250,000 fans and spectators. And those players, fans, and spectators bring their wallets, translating to $34 million into the local economy. Not bad for a two-day event.
Really, really amazing. But the biggest question for everybody right now is just how hot is it going to get? We've seen the forecast all week, and Chris Crocker is helping us lead off our coverage. And Chris, tell us, how hot is it going to be?
Well, you know, it is going to be extremely hot down here. Not the hottest Hoopfest. That was back in 2008 when we got up to 97 on Hoopfest Sunday. And a little bit good of news, we tweaked the temperatures down just a hair for the weekend, but we're still looking at temperatures in the lower 90s at Spokane International Airport. And you bring that number into downtown Spokane with all those people that you just mentioned, and the buildings and the asphalt and the sunshine, and we are looking at triple-digit heat through the weekend down here in downtown Spokane. And you couple that with all of the athletic activity that is going to be going on. We're going to have a lot of hot Hoopfest participants out in the sunshine. We're bringing up some moisture from the southwest, and that is bringing up our relative humidity as well. You may have noticed it felt a little muggy today, and that will be the case through Saturday. That humidity may also trigger some thunderstorms in the mountains. I think we're going to be staying dry in downtown Spokane, however, so that is a bit of good news to go along with that warm weather. Our temperatures currently, just to put it in perspective, are in the 70s and 80s, but we've been in the 70s in Spokane today. 79 was our high, so we are going to climb quite a bit going into the weekend, and tomorrow our high of 88, so that may help you get a little bit acclimated to what is going to be a very warm weekend in downtown Spokane.
Yeah, it definitely won't be as big a shock. We're easing in a little bit, but still.
I'm telling you, if you can find those little personal mist machines, those things are going to be like selling like hotcakes this weekend.
Definitely. Well, the Hoopfest crews and our crews have been busy all week preparing this main set as well as the main center court down there, and it's looking great.
Yeah, tomorrow, though, is when the real work begins. 42 city blocks will be shut down. All the courts will be brought in as well, and it takes 8 miles of tape to mark all of the courts needed for this big weekend.
Yeah, and Hoopfest crews have been working on the backboards as well for a few weeks, adding new logos, replacing the peeling paint. It's a process that's changed a lot since the first Hoopfest 24 years ago.
And that has been an evolving process over years. In the beginning, they were hand painted, and technology has changed so much in materials and things like that. So now it's basically just a mini billboard with on a giant sticker, and so they can move through quite a bit at a time now.
Once the backboards are on, they are numbered and put in a specific order so they can be delivered downtown in order, making the setup tomorrow night that much smoother.
Now, getting signed up for Hoopfest, of course, is the first step. Then you got to check your team in. They're here for a little bit longer tonight. I got my team checked in about an hour and 15 minutes ago.
And it actually went pretty smooth, I think. You were back here pretty quick. KXLY4's Annie Bishop is live at the team check-in. All the things that you need to know if you're heading down. Annie?
Yeah,
And if you come down right now, you can get in and out within a matter of minutes. It's really a seamless process if you come down to check in your team. Now I'm here with Kathleen Sullivan, who is part of the team Checkin, leading the group here. Volunteers really make this happen.
They do. They are the heart and soul of this event. We couldn't do it without them. I mean, in 2 days, my group is passing out 7,200 player packet, 28,000 t-shirts. We could not do it without these volunteers, and they come back every single year, year after year. We don't have to call them, they come to us.
That's amazing. So and they've been out here in this heat.
And they have. They do it for love. You know, they get a volunteer shirt, but none of them, they're here for love. They love the event.
And what do people need to know before they come down to check in?
Well, they need to bring their team number or their confirmation letter. And if you're picking up for somebody else, you need to know at least 3 players on their team, or we're not going to give you the packet. Because we really want to avoid people picking up packets for someone else and then having the person who actually wants it coming and being disappointed. So you have to have their permission in order to pick up their packet.
All right, well, thank you so much, and we'll be here until 8 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, 11 to 7 is when you can check in. Reporting live, Annie Bishop, KXLY4.
Well, when it comes to 3-on-3 basketball, most of us are just weekend warriors. You know, we throw on the shoes and we go for it.
Yeah, but for the Hoopfest organization, this is really a year-round job that, of course, ramps up the closer that we get to this event. Tonight, KXLY4's Melissa Luck gives us an inside look at the pre-Hoopfest full-court press.
When teams hit the court for that first game Saturday morning, it's often the culmination of weeks of training and hard work. But here at the Hoopfest office,
309 Shooters Revolution.
That hard work came weeks ago.
A9 adult female.
306 U.S. Air Force.
For these guys, Hoopfest is a year-round job. Many of them do it not for a paycheck, but just for fun.
I'm Diane Sullivan.
She's building brackets today by hand, something she's done for a very long time.
24 years.
Diane is one of the perennial Hoopfest volunteers who make all that basketball magic come to life.
It's just evolved into be something wonderful.
24 years in, Hoopfest is a well-oiled machine, from the backboard art to the court setup Friday night. Most of us have no idea how much it takes and how much stress and coordination goes into transforming our city into a basketball mecca.
This is when you realize that it better all happen right now, and you better wrap everything up, because if you don't, then you just have to say, let it go until next year, because you are out of time after this week.
While this year's Hoopfest is yet to tip off, Rick and the staff are already thinking about next year, Hoopfest's 25th year.
I say this all the time, I celebrate a win when I play for about 1 second, because I want the next win, and that's how we treat Hoopfest. We want the next win.
And what will that mean? More courts, more teams? Even Rick isn't sure yet, but one thing is certain, his teammates like Diane will be ready.
Absolutely. Couldn't miss 25.
I'm Melissa Luck, KXLY4 News.
All right, this is the 24th year of Hoopfest, and very few people have seen every tournament.
Well, Dennis Patchin is one of those, and he is live now with another executive director of Hoopfest, Rick Steltenpole. Dennis?
Yeah, I've seen them all. I haven't played in them all. This guy has played in them all, and we're not going to worry about his game because it's usually pretty good, and he's had a great success here. But as far as Hoopfest in general, Rick Steltenpole, are we ready to go?
We are ready. You know, the hoops are moving into downtown. The park is set up. Nike Center Court looks great. KXLY is all over this story, and we're ready to go.
All right, that's absolutely great news. Now, we know about the increased security measures down here. We've featured those on our newscast. We've talked about those. My question is we're going to get a little hotter than we normally do. Is there anything you guys can do to help with the people fight the heat?
We definitely have worked with our first aid program and with our fire department ped meds. They're on the ready. We have excellent first aid. We have excellent communication system. We're bringing in more water, more ice. We're ready for the heat. We're glad it's going to be dry and warm.
All right. Now, good luck. Not on your game, because I know you're going to do great, but good luck with Hoopfest.
Thanks, Dennis.
Rick Steltenpole, the executive director. And again, we've been talking about it, Robyn and Derek. Get the water in the kids now. Get it in there now. Don't wait till Saturday morning. Get that extra water. If you got little kids playing in this tournament, it'll help them out.
I dig Rick's shirt, too, by the way.
Yeah. Never stops and really bright. Don't turn things off. The first quarter is wrapping up, but there's a lot of time on the clock left in this exclusive Hoopfest Tipoff Special.
Yeah, coming up, why does Spokane go all out for this event? We have millions of answers, millions of dollars, in fact. And we'll meet one team who proves Hoopfest truly is a family affair. Moms and daughters hit the court coming up. But first, you're looking live over Hoopfest Center Court. We will be right back with our Tip-Off Special after this. right, welcome back to the KXLY4 Hoopfest Tipoff Special. You're looking at a live picture in Riverfront Park as we are here in Nike Center Court. Now, for those of us that play every year, Hoopfest is a great weekend to look forward to. It's always the last weekend in June, and you just plan for it. It's a no-brainer.
For sure. And for businesses here in the Inland Northwest, Hoopfest is a cash cow. Hoopfest players and fans aren't just here for a night. They're here for the weekend. They stay here in our hotel rooms, they eat at our restaurants, and they shop at our stores. Well, even if you do live here, I imagine you shell out a few bucks downtown this weekend. I know I always do. It's such a big weekend. An independent study estimates Hoopfest brings in about $34 million a year.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Now, Hoopfest is a community tradition, of course, but at its core, it is a sporting event, and who better to cover that than our sports guys, Keith Oso and Dennis Patchin, live on Center Court, fellas.
Derek, we're going to be here all weekend long on MeTV showing you all the action, and Keith and I are going to call the championship game, so we're looking forward to some great teams and some great players right here on Nike Center Court.
There's also some other teams that aren't quite as great. Guys, you know, teams that I could play on and maybe Dennis could play on.
Not me anymore.
Some teams every team's got a story, they're fun stories, they're friends. A lot of family teams. We ran into a family team getting ready for this year's Hoopfest, and it should be a lot of fun.
My friends didn't really want to do it, and so I couldn't find anyone, so I was like, why not do a family league?
Robbie Quinn knew she could get her cousin to play, but it was getting their moms on board that might be the problem.
I immediately said, yes, I do it for my daughter. And then it was more convincing Carrie to do it. Because I just said, let's do it, it'll be fun.
My sister and I looked at each other and kind of went, yes, no, yes, we'll do it. Because I haven't played in 26 years, and my sister Cassie hasn't played in longer.
At first they were pretty skeptical, like, oh, don't tell anyone we're playing, like kind of nervous, but I mean, obviously not anymore if my mom's trying to get us on the news and stuff.
They've come out of their shells because they feel good. They've been practicing and they're ready to go, with certain limitations.
I've seen my kids and stepkids and nieces and nephews hit that pavement, and that's what scares me. So I already told them no sacrificing the body.
My mom's like, I'm not sacrificing my body. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that. So I'll be all over the place.
The only thing left was to come up with an awesome team name. Well, they got that taken care of as well.
Well, Robbie, my daughter she thought it would be funny to like, who's your mama? And then we were like, well, we're playing basketball. And Carrie's like, they'll be Hoosier Mamas. So it just kind of all fit in.
So the Hoosier Mamas were born, and it came with a little bit more respect from their daughters.
I was pretty impressed. I mean, I kind of laughed a little just because I've never really seen my mom or my aunt play, but they did pretty good.
Dennis, the Hoosier Mamas. Like we said, every team has a story. They're going to have a lot of fun. And get moms out here not diving around but still playing basketball. And they look pretty good. They look like they're going to have a lot of fun out here.
I'm not sure we'll see them on Nike Center Court, but you know they're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time as well. Our coverage starts on MeTV at 9 o'clock. The first game Saturday morning at 8 o'clock all over the street, but our coverage at 9 on MeTV right here from Center Court. We're going to have a lot of fun all weekend long. Hopefully you can join us here or on TV. Robyn, Derek?
Very fun. Very fun. It's what it should be about, really.
For sure.
And you know, all of these people in downtown Spokane can be a bit of a security nightmare. We've seen it. Spokane police are prepared, though, with the biggest security presence they've ever had at Hoopfest. 60 uniformed officers will patrol downtown, and there will be plenty of officers you don't see.
I love the sun. And I love Saturday morning, that feeling when people come downtown. There's just an energy and a positiveness of the community coming together, and I love that feeling. And I love to play.
Oh, well, you know, Hoopfest hasn't had a major security issue since a shooting 3 years ago. Well, we are just getting warmed up here. Don't be going out working on that jump shot. Just not yet.
Yeah, much more of our tip-off special here to come. But first, here are those team check-in times. Again, you have until 8 o'clock tonight here in Riverfront Park, then 11 to 7 tomorrow to pick up those packets and get your team ready to play.
We get a lot of cool perks being the media sponsor at Hoopfest. Our first tomorrow night when we break in Center Court with our 3rd annual KXLY Employee Tournament. Proud to say that nobody went to the hospital last year.
2 went to the ER the first year.
The year before, yes. Just saying. Hoopfest is a great time, though, really to make memories with your friends and your family.
Check out this picture is of me. I was 14 years old in 1990 playing in my first Hoopfest.
Love
we were
hair.
the Dust Devils. Yeah, I had a whole lot more hair there. Pretty embarrassing, really.
Did you win it?
I hadn't even shaved yet.
Well, my favorite moment was when my son, Nicholas, and his buddies, the Ponderosa Power, won their first game. They played for a couple years, no wins. Last year they won just one game, and it was so huge, and then they were exhausted.
Nice.
Go figure. Yeah. Well, Hoopfest just gets bigger and better every year, and I think our coverage does too.
Yeah, indeed. Starting tomorrow, we'll have live reports from Nike Center Court leading into the weekend. Then Saturday morning, wake up and watch us while you're stretching and lacing up those basketball shoes. Watch KXLY 4 with Melissa Luck from 8 to 9 Saturday morning. And we'll be live here at Nike Center Court Saturday and Sunday evenings, culminating with our championship special. That's Sunday night at 5:30.
And if you can't make it downtown, you can always watch the Center Court action live all day on our sister channel, MeTV. We'll be streaming live games also on KXLY.com. We're everywhere.
And that's really cool because that's when you can see the real true ballers out here tearing it up on Nike Center Court.
And you don't have to be here when it's 97, although we want you to. Come down and enjoy it, but realize it's going to be hot.
Hey, just to recap again, check-in tonight goes until 8 o'clock. Tomorrow you can come down here to Riverfront Park anytime between 11 and 7 and get your team checked in.
And have a great Hoop Fest. We're here for you, so be sure to stop by and say hi.
Try not to get hurt, too.
Yeah, don't get hurt. And have fun.
Have a great weekend, everyone.